We're back again, ladies and germs. AFP LLC. We've got some more diagrams for you. 2026, January. Let's get this facility built. Let's put an end to this homeless problem that we have out there, you guys. So let's go to the diagrams. AFP LLC. Now, as the fuel processors are processing the product that comes through on the chutes and separating it into separate piles, they will put it into different carts, into piles that are going to be siphoned into the fuel processing facilities, different processors. In other words, one will be processing plastic. That'll go to the plastic area. One will be processing papers, cardboards, wood for the fire, for burning. That'll go to the processing area where they make the flash fire bombs. One will be processing steels and metals, all of the aluminum and everything else. That'll go over to the steel, aluminum, metals foundry and melting, and where they're going to make ingots and reconstitute all the metal into just pretty much reusable ingots of metal. Also with the glass, that'll go to the glass processing facility where the glass will be crushed, where it'll be redesigned into new glass products or artwork, and etc., etc. So as it comes out of the chute, it'll be siphoned, separated, and stored, and then shipped into the different facilities. So these fuel processors are the epitome of importance when it comes to bringing in the fuel and separating it into the different products and commodities we're going to use. The most important, I would say, would be the flash fire bombs that we're going to be making in order to create the fire, to heat up the seawater, and to make the steam for the turbines. And as some of these other stuff is unusable, like maybe a little bit of plastic and all the other chemicals that may be coming in with this, that is also going to go into where we're making the flash fires. Now, with things like microwave, refrigerators, etc., appliances, those will be broken down and separated into the different products. All the metals will be going to the steel, and if there's any of them that are still operational and usable, they will go to where the fuel processors are living until they can be used and used up the rest of their life, and then they'll be then taken apart and separated into the different arenas. Like for the glass, the metal, the different products that are in it, the plastics will all go into the different areas. So if we have the plastics going to one place, and we got the wood, cardboard, and burnables going to another, metal, steels, carpet, glass, and then another one for plastic. I didn't want to make a whole bunch of them, but you get the idea. So as soon as the fuel is processed in different areas and separated, the important ones that we want to have that is going to be made by the fuel processors are the flash fires. So when we make the flash fire bombs, that's going to go to another area for flash fire bomb production. So that will be able to fuel the turbines by heating up the water that comes from the ocean. All right, now we're at another stage. We're going to talk about the fire. What are we talking about when we talk about flash burning material? This is the skinny on that, ladies and germs. What's going to happen is going to be a drop-off area. Just like in many areas where you have all of your stuff that you put in your garbage, that you separate ahead of time, the cardboard and recyclables from the metals, and then you put your regular bio garbage in a regular garbage can, which is your food, your excess packages of whatever, and blah, blah, blah. You know, they already have you separating the garbage. What'll happen is they're going to come to a drop-off area, all right? There's going to be different drop-offs. It's going to go into a chute, like I explained before when I was talking about the people who are pulling stuff out that has everything in it that they're going to separate from metal, from plastic, from glass, to turn into what they need to make a steel box. The welding analogy that I used before. It's going to be pushers in that. As a matter of fact, here's a little video of what that kind of looks like. Okay, so now as these pushers are pushing that fuel at this point, is what we're calling it, it's going to come out into piles, smaller piles. We're going to have our fuel processors sort through that. They're going to separate it into different carts. That's what those are supposed to be, little carts, squares with little wheels, little handles. They're going to take these carts, they're going to move them into the fuel processing area. I'm missing the G. Hold on a second. Fuel processing area. The G is now there. And as it's being separated, and in this facility, they're going to take everything that flash burns, cardboard, wood, fragments of plastic that'll help it burn. Add a slight amount of incendiary to it, depending on what kind of incendiary we want. There could be a lot of incendiaries in this pile, like gas cans, different types of chemicals that are flammable, things that make fire burn hotter and faster. They're going to make these into little bundles of flash burning materials. Bundles of flash burning materials. These bundles are going to be transported via conveyor belt to the different areas where in the facility we have generators. Okay? These are not actually where the generator is going to be, but they will be chutes that feed into the fire that's inside of the facility that's going to be moving. We'll go over that in a minute. But all these bundles of flash burning material will go to the arena so they can get to where they're going to be deposited into, where the fire is going to be burning and moving, and then the pipes that are going to be smaller and smaller and diminishing are going to be in this area. Where the bundles of flash burning materials end up at is where we're going to have the final process of the water from the ocean or from the sea or from wherever we're going to be getting it from have met their final destination to be reheated, superheated. And then in the center area where these flash burns are going to be ending up at is going to be where the boilers are at. I'll go over that in a little bit. But right now, what we need to know is these fuel processors, they don't need to do much but sort, separate, and be the awesome firebugs we want them to be, and go in here and make bundles that are going to just explode into hot, flaming balls of fire. So they're going to go over here into whichever door or port that we need them to go into to feed the moving fire within the facility. Now this is just a rough draft of the facility that I gave you on a different video. Here's a look at that facility again. Okay, so when those bundles get there, they're going to flash fire, and that's what's going to superheat the pipes that diminish as they are going to the center spot to heat up the boilers.